Hello, welcome student to this new lesson, new lecture from our database course with the subject database normalizations. The objective in today's lesson is learn the concept of normalization in database, the types of forms that exist and their implementations. Okay, to make a review, to make a little of history, we must know in 1970 the important computer scientist Edgar Frank Cook, who worked for IBM, carried out an investigation of the storage of the databases, development the relational database theory. He saw the databases contained redundant information, occupied large memory spaces, and given this, he had to process a solution. This is how he developed the theory of normalization. You know, in those days, every database is optimized according to the philosophy of the normalization, okay? The theory of normalization. So, who can explain me what is the normalization? Everybody or something, someone know what is the normalization, okay? Correct. Well, I have here I think the correct definition or the most used definition for normalization. Normalization is the process of organizing data in a database. This includes creating tables and establishing relationships between those tables according to the rules designed both to protect the data and to make that database more flexible by eliminating redundancy, okay, and inconsistencies, dependency, okay. Next, what is the main objective of normalization? Okay, we have elimination of redundant data, which taking up more disk space is very important that, and create maintenance problems, okay. Avoid problems updating the data in the tables and ensure the dependencies that the data have between them are logical and make sense. Okay, we have different normal forms. Okay, the normalization have different normal forms. We have first normal form, we have second normal form, we have third normal form, we have voice code normal form, we have fourth normal form, and fifth normal form. In today's class, we are going to learn the first until to the third normal form. It's very important here. Note that the simplification must be done, okay, with not loss of information. We have a graphic here, okay, starting of unnormalized relations, okay. Then of that, we have the first normal form, we have the second normal form, and the third normal form, okay. And we have then voice code and a higher. Okay, we have the fourth and the fifth, but as well I know I'm mentioning, we wanted to get until the third normal form. Okay, let's start with the first normal form. What is the main objective? Well, we have the three most important steps to identify or convert an unnormalized normal form to the first normal forms. Well, delete groups of repeating data in individual tables. Second one, create a separate table for each set of related data. And the third, identify each data set related to the primary key. For example, ID, a primary key, or a foreign key. Okay, let's analyze this. Next slide, please. This database. Okay, we can verify this database. Okay, is unnormalized. Okay, it's a simple table. Okay, we have only a simple table and is unnormalized. Someone can explain me what is the issue we have here, okay? And it's for that we can affirm this table is not in the first normal form. Somebody knows? Okay, John? Good. You are seeing in that moment we have a redundant information. We have the same information. Somebody can mention it. What is the fields we have or the columns we have with same information? Okay, subject and subject ID. If we saw and analyze the table, we saw we have the column subject, we have the subject ID inside of this table with the same record. Okay, team have database and team have the same information but with other subject, and team have the same information with other subject and other subject ID. Well, here to convert this table on the first normal form is separate those information in other table, okay, and associate, link that new table with the current table, okay. I'm trying to do that first and then I'll show you my solution, okay. Okay, well, my solution is, next please. Well, we have the table with course enrollment, name, address, phone, and course, and we have other table with the information of subject and subject ID. Okay, why in that new table we adding a third column? Okay, if you see the column is the same of the first table. Wow, very easy, because not makes sense if you only create a new table and with that information, okay, and then of that you not link relation, okay. We don't have any relation with the current table. So for that, we must to associate as this primary key, okay, those fields as a primary key in this table, okay. So here we are use this primary key as a foreign key in this table, okay. Very important. The primary key, what column is? Okay, the subject ID. The subject ID is the primary key of this table and the course enrollment is the foreign key. So in that structure we can affirm we have the first normal form, okay. We have the other second normal form, and the second normal form, before studying that we must to remember two definitions. What is a functional dependency and what is the transitive dependency, okay. Well, everybody, someone can explain me what is the functional dependency, okay. Well, your idea, very good, but the functional dependency is if we have three elements, A, B, C, and C and B depends, absolutely depends of we are in presence of the functional dependency. Okay? What is the transitive dependency? Well, we have three elements. Okay? C depends from B, but C not direct depends from A. Okay? B depends of A. Okay? Well, in that case, we have a transitive dependency from C to A. Okay? Well, having in count that, how can we can transform the first normal form tables or database in the second normal form? Next, please. Well, we have here three objectives. The table must already be in the first normal form. It's very important that you cannot transform the second to the second normal form if you are not already have on the first normal form. Okay? Identify functional and transitive dependency. Is for that you must to identify that what is the transitive, what is the dependent, what is the transitive as the functional dependencies. Create separated tables for those sets of values that apply the multiples records and relate these tables by means of a foreign key. Let's see the example. Okay, we have here our database on the first normal form. Well, who can explain me what is necessary here to transform second normal form? Okay? According to the descriptions we saw, okay, here, what is the new we have to transform? Exactly. The primary key of this table is subject ID, okay? Subject depends of the subject ID, but not necessary subject and subject ID depends of course enrollment, because here we have a foreign key, okay? Not depends. The subject depends of his ID, okay? But not necessarily depends of the course enrollment. So in that case, subject ID, okay, is a primary key, and the course enrollment as a foreign key. We split that table in two tables, okay? One table with only the subject and the subject ID, and the other table to prevent the lost information with the course enrollment and the subject ID. Let's see the example, please. Next. Okay, we have now our database in second normal form. Why? Because we now lost information, only separate subject with subject ID as a primary key, and the relationship between subject and the course enrollment is using this new table who contain the course and enrollment associated to the subject ID. Any doubt until here? It's very important here being in count the dependencies. The current databases must be on the first normal form. Okay? Well, let's go to the third normal form. Well, until the second normal form is we almost optimize our database. Okay? So, what is the importance of the third normal form? A relation is said to be in third normal form if there is no transitive functional dependencies between no key attributes. Okay? That could be happen too. And if that happen, the database is only in second normal form. Okay? And we must to eliminate those dependencies, okay, to migrate to the third normal form. Okay? When one no key attribute can be determined with one or more no key attributes, there is said to be a transitive functional dependency. Basically, it's the same thing until now in third normal form. Let's see our current example. We have the databases in second normal form. Okay? We separate this relationship. We have two stronger table and a transitory table to establish a relations between those tables. Okay, but what information is not optimizing here? Exactly. The course ID, the course, and the course depends of the name. We have a dependency here. However, we must to separate the course because we can have the same course for the different names. So if we wanna create another table preventing that transitive relation, we will have a third normal form. Let's see our example next. Well, for our example, we increase other cores, okay, to have different cores. And here, no dependencies. Why no dependencies? Because if we have a course ID for each course you have it, and you can put on the main table that IDs, we eliminated the transitive dependencies. Any doubt until now? Okay, with that? Any doubt about that? Okay, what is the importance of that? Well, if you verify here, we do not have lost information. We know what is the course enrollment, what is the name, what is the subject for each row, okay? Why we know the subject? Because we have these relations, okay? Why we know the course they are applied or they are enrollment? Because we know the course ID. With that, we are using the normalization theory, okay? Well, what's happened with the voice code? Well, this is your homework. Next, please. In your homework, you got to normalize according to the lecture you're going to be as independent tasks, okay? You're going to normalize the example of this class of the databases using this class, okay, to the voice code and higher normal form, okay? Any doubt about that? About the homework? Okay, well, yes, you can use the bibliography, and it's very important. Know why the most part of our databases is they are finished until the third normal form. In general, okay, in general. Well, our conclusions, we have the database normalization theory offers formalized, very important in that students, but offer normalized guidelines how to reduce data redundancy and those problems that it causes in database. More lately, research have started to formalize ideas that the problems caused by unwanted dependencies and redundancy can be observed in case of any modular system like software, hardware, or organization. Okay? Well, the bibliography you can use to develop your homework. You can use those books. We have databases designed for mere mortals. It's very good book, okay? For G.M. Hernandez, The Art of SQL, and the Beginning Database Design for Churchill. Okay, and on the internet and the scientist site, you can access to any information. So, thank you so much for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed the class, guys, and learned about the new definitions of the normalization theory. Thank you very much.